Alright, fuckers, welcome back to artwod beginner roadmap, right? Practicing fundamentals, the grind node specifically. Again, same shit as last video. I am rotating forms along the horizon line, keeping the placement and the proportions the same. And of course, it's either the horizon line is in the middle of the subject, the top, the bottom, right? This is a great exercise in practicing proportion and spatial reasoning and rotating specifically, right? And one thing is I noticed last video, i.e. just fucking half an hour ago, I wasn't thinking anywhere near as much as I should have, right? Like I didn't feel that extreme amounts of friction that I usually do. I think it's because I was perhaps in a bit of a rush, or I just wasn't focusing as much as I should have. And second, I wasn't taking my time. So we're going to rectify that this video, and it'll likely be much slower, which is good because I want to visualize. I also wasn't visualizing, right? I wasn't visualizing and I wasn't taking my time. Those two go hand in hand, right? And again, I wasn't focusing on clean lines. There's a bunch of things I just wasn't doing. Technically, you could say it was a quote unquote bad art session. I was still making an effort, but it wasn't the best effort I could have been making. So I'm going to do my best to rectify that, and possibly even rectify that. But I don't know, maybe that's too outside of my comfort zone for the time being. All right, 3 inches, that's my limit. In and out. But yeah, draw along. Let's fucking do this. I'm done with the bullshit intro. I'm Viggy, I'm trying to be the best artist, blah blah blah, all that fucking gay shit. So let's just get it started, right? This is 1 point perspective. I guess all of these boxes, the forms that they show, are technically starting off in 1 point perspective. We're gonna do a different shape this time around, right? Still keeping it general, right? Technically, I guess we're trying to make a perfect square. And okay, and then let's make this part much longer. So lots of proportions to think about. See, I actually want to make it much more difficult for myself. And then let's do something like this. There you go. That should make things a lot more difficult, right? And again, if this is where the horizon line is, then it should be something like this, right? Roughly in the middle. Something like that. So yeah, technically, that is our shape. I made it more complicated, but that's also so it'll force me to take my time, right? So let's get it started, because this is going to be immensely difficult, which is good, right? We want it to be difficult. And we start off by perhaps, again, really keeping that horizon line the same. I think. Because okay, it's converging fast here, right? And it's converging slower here. That much I know. So it should be something like that. Right? Yeah, much faster convergence. Again, it's sliding. The way I'm trying to understand it for myself is that it's sliding on the vanishing point, right? So how the fuck do you even describe this for yourself? Is it like this? Must be. Right, just very slowly trying to keep that in mind. Rotating this form is, of course, very difficult. Again, it's aligned. Oh, it's a bit past. Oh, no, okay, I got that right. Again, it is on the horizon line. It's right in the middle. So that's another thing. I really have to see, like, I should have made this a bit more slanted like that, right? It's a slow convergence. Oof, this is great. I fucking love this so much. Okay, and we can do something like that. Right. Again, I really have to watch accidentally making this like not in the correct proportion. Right? I think I fucked that up too. Okay, and then this one is a bit more slanted like that. This is great. What a fucking amazing. Look how many things I have to think about. Now I'm really taking my time. I feel much more right. But this one was a bit of a fuck up, because it should have been facing upwards like that. Okay, so clearly this rotation, this in general was not as strong of a rotation as it could have been or as it should have been. So we are going to try again. And again, I'm making this a bit too small, so let's try something where it's you see much more of the front plane. This is okay. And then yeah, this is basically an exercise in the perspective that we've been slowly building, right? Because it should be more like that. Okay, because again, it's converging a bit more drastically. And again, this one should be, yeah, see? Because it's converging very drastically, so this should, it's a bit longer. And then now you see, there you go. It's a bit past this, right? So if this is box, there you go. It's a bit better, I think. Not amazing, but it's a bit better. Then yeah, see, we're all slowly converging towards that point. We are seeing a lot more of this now, of this plane, right? I think that one's a bit wonky too, but that's what makes it difficult, right? We need to, okay, what we need to do is now just have it front on, essentially. And that way it'll be a bit longer, right? In the front. Again, keep the proportions There you go. Right, because now we're really seeing it. Again, horizon line is in the middle. Oh, okay, see, I'm really glad I'm taking my time now, because this is what's going to really get me to understand exactly what I'm drawing. Right? There you go. And again, imagining this is going to be extremely crucial. See, it's much smaller now because it's narrower. Hopefully this is starting to make sense to me at the very least, or at least in general, right? That's roughly where it is, so nothing happens there. Very little convergence. It's a bit off. Okay, and we can do something like that and like that. So at least it looks like it is slowly rotating, and I feel like, okay, again, like there's not, the proportions are getting slightly better, but do you see how much longer I'm taking just to get to the same point? 11 minutes, right? Let's say 10 minutes, because I was talking bullshitting for a little bit. But this is much better. And again, we see the front now. So the front is just... Okay, we need to figure this out, because I struggle with the front view. Right? Technically, the front is just lines, wouldn't it be? Except over here, where I feel like it would... Yeah, because it is technically... See? And then it goes up. We got something like this. And maybe that's what it's like, right? Because again, the horizon line is in the middle. And then maybe we can start again. Extreme vanishing points, right? It is all traveling along those vanishing points. So something like very small, right? But this, again, I need to not make this so small. See, it needs to be like the length. The length has to correlate with the vanishing point and the type of vanishing point it is, right? So something like that. And then it's right here, so we can just make this straight. And then it goes down again. And then this is where we improve the length over here, perhaps. It is converging quite a bit. And this is the box that I'm putting it in, so maybe something like that is what's occurring. I think this is a bit wrong, but we'll figure it out as time goes. And then this is obviously just where the horizon line is. Okay. A bit off, but I need to work on spacing, of course, but overall, I think the biggest issue is I'm not making enough of a drastic changes, right? Like you see how we're just stuck on the right plane for so long, while in the exercise provided by artwod, it is like it's much more drastic because they want you to practice having more drastic changes. We want to have like a 20 to 25% rotation each time, right? But look at that, just within the second practice session, only half an hour later, I'm already already beginning to understand this a bit better, right? So that's good. That's great. Let me rest my brain, and then we'll move on to the next one. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing I need to internalize is just always the horizon line and vanishing points, right? Always the horizon line and vanishing points. And I think I feel as if I almost forget that when it comes to doing these, or even just when it comes to drawing from imagination, right? I establish it and then I kind of just go balls to the wall and say fuck it all. So that's something I need to work on, I guess, not doing. But that's obvious, kind of unnecessary to state that. Okay, so here again, it's from the horizon line is further up, not as drastic as a convergence, right? Something like this. And here I think I will do it the opposite way that we did last time, where it's something like that, right? And we can have that be aligned, and then we can just make this back here the shape. Nothing too crazy, right? Again, proportions are important, so let's keep that in mind as we continue to draw this. And there we go. Again, I feel as if these are still slightly smaller than, they definitely are slightly smaller than the reference. So this is the thing, right? Like, it's seemingly simple, but it's not, you know? Okay, but now we just need to have, again, the vanishing point be established, right? And it needs to be moving along the side, alongside the same plane. I'm really, really happy I'm taking my time more with this, because I definitely wasn't doing that before. Okay, that's too large, but that's fine. That's how we learn, right? By making these genuine mistakes. Emphasis on the whine, because that's what we all like doing. We like whining. Again, really trying to think about the horizon line and the vanishing point, right? And then we have something like lines could have been much cleaner, but it's okay, right? Slowly but surely, trying to figure this out. And again, I have to utilize the same range of seeing the top of this. Sort of almost intuitively have to understand how to keep the same perspective, right? Okay, and then as this gets wider again, See, that's like a good difference. You see how like between this, it should have honestly been from this to this, really. But I made it, or even like this to this to this, but this middle one, it's too subtle. It's just too subtle. See, now we're seeing more of this side. And this is starting to converge a bit more drastically, I believe, right? Something like this. I think the sizing, the proportions are a bit off. This is too small. Actually, this is too long. This is way too long. Perhaps? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Something like this. Oh yeah, please. Did I already say draw along? I really hope you fuckers are drawing along, not just wasting your time watching me. That'd be fucking retarded. That'd be very stupid. Don't do that. Actually draw along. Okay. See, I have this tendency to make things a lot smaller. It's a tendency I'm finding out about right about now, right? But this is why we practice. So now we can see a lot more of this, so this has to be a lot longer. A lot longer. It's not on the page anymore. I have to constantly think about the vanishing points. That is an absolute constant. I have to practice. These lines have to be more straight. Way more straight. And same thing, it is converging a bit more drastically. Right, and then again, something like this. This one isn't perfect. It's actually diverging here slightly, I'm pretty sure. But you know, this is a huge improvement over last time. Again, focus, understanding, practice, and jerking. It's really only the two things you need. I think I said 7, but it's okay. Okay, now we're just gonna do a little slight adjustment, right? They all have to occupy the same space. I should have left some more space between these two, but it's okay. It's important to visualize this, right? Something like that. And then something like that, right? And make sure that it's all has some semblance of sense to it. Does that make sense? Did I rotate it a bit too much? Perhaps I did rotate it a bit too much. Yeah, maybe this is too drastic. Probably. Actually, yeah, like I did it the all the way other way around. I should have made this much more narrow. That's what it should have been. But it's okay, we're here now, so there's no point complaining about it. That has to be a lot smaller, a lot narrower. Right, and this is going to be much longer. So right. Again, constantly do my best to think about these vanishing points. Right. And I think I've lost the parallel lines. These lines are not as perpendicular to the horizon line as they could be. But like this, definitely I lost. And I feel as if here it's okay. Here's where it got a bit too much, and then here, yeah, seeing too much of the top plane perhaps, or maybe it's just this one was a bit fucky. Yeah, it's not on the same level, like the top. I don't know. It's a bit too narrow here, the top plane, I believe. And because it's not a seamless transition, it was good. Like if you take out this, then it's like okay, like we can see it's slowly being rotated. But this is too drastic, right? We went from saying this plane to this plane when there should have been an intermediary stage like that. So that is the problem. But hey, we know that now, right? So I'm gonna rest my brain, and then we're gonna try again. Wow, just where's the gun? Where's the bullet? Should I have to draw it? Anyways, let's rest our brains. Yeah, see, it's actually the difference it makes when you take your time. It's so much better. It's actually so much better. This is a great exercise. Holy shit, this is a great exercise. Okay, so now we have another one, which is, again, this is much more drastic convergence. Right? So, something like that. Right, we see the top plane is converging much more. So we have to think about that. We have to think about that. Here's what we're gonna do. Just again, simple cutouts to reinforce the perspective. This one will keep relatively simple. We're just going to make one tiny change, which will be this. Because this one, again, is much smaller, right? It's just going to be this. So same thing, adding some diagonals to make it a bit more difficult. Right? But basically the same shit. Basically the same shit. Now let's rotate this motherfucker, because that's the fun part. So again, we have to make sure, this is actually what makes it more difficult for me, is just trying to understand, okay, if the convergence is greater, then we have to think about this is being rotated, right? So again, we can start off relative. Oh, I guess it just has to be a wider degree. The angle itself just has to be wider. Okay, I think that makes sense to me. And again, I'm rotating this shape alongside a much closer horizon line. Yeah, so a much closer horizon line. And that should be what I keep in mind as I continue to do this, right? In the end of the day, it's really still all about seeing those fucking grid lines, right? Clearly, it's still always about seeing that damn grid. Oh, shit, fuck that up a little bit. And that didn't connect. Okay, it's not too bad. I think we've retained it thus far. So the trouble we need to acknowledge to ourselves lies in the transitions, right? Especially something like this, like essentially where I can just see it from the front again, right? And that's what we need to understand for ourselves. Now this is going to be much longer. That is going to be much narrower. Because we are... No, this should have been a bit wider. Okay, that's a mess up that we just have to acknowledge and face. Okay. But again, I'm making this a bit smaller than it needs to be. Look at that. Why is that so small? Right? This thing needs to be slightly thicker. So that's good. Again, slowly understanding. Perspective. This is a much wider vanishing point. So yeah, and see, it's not on the same plane because I'm not maintaining consistency with the ground plane. That's on me. That's my fault, of course. And now we can just have, let's see, okay, something like this. Okay, where this is essentially straight, right? Let's maintain that ground plane. For all intents and purposes, this is straight. And maybe just slightly like that, right? Again, I think this should have been much longer, but we're gonna try to maintain. Again, this thing's getting smaller and smaller, even though it shouldn't be. So that's on me. I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it. See, that was much larger. So clearly we're genuinely slowly diminishing the size of the proportions, which isn't good, right? Okay. And then I guess we'll just have something like this. much longer. Okay, and then something like that, right? Yeah, see, I'm still figuring out transitions, right? Adequate and appropriate rotations, I guess, right? Like slowly rotating it alongside. I think that's the biggest thing, to be honest. Like the consistent gradual rotation. This is too little. This is obviously not on, doesn't look like it's on the same plane, right? It's too little is the thing. This is okay. This was also, I think this was where this it should have been this to this rather than this to this, right? Still figuring it out. So again, we can have something like, again, it needs to be on the same ground plane, right? And perhaps something like this. I think that's decent. I think that is a decent level of gradual rotation to strive for. Okay, this should be much narrower actually, so I should start it here. See, I'm at the point now where my brain's just kind of hurting. It's difficult to think clearly. This entire was very difficult and a huge mess up. Okay, so this one was obviously very, very bad. Yeah, it's like the lines aren't even connecting properly. Cool, wonderful. And it's been almost 40 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. I think we can do 2 more, right? Slowly but surely, I think I'm starting to figure it out a bit better. But I think I'm gonna keep going with this. This is actually so good. This is such a good exercise. This is essentially keeping things in the exact same perspective and rotating it. That, just it. That's just the gist of it, but it's genuinely very difficult. So yeah, I'm gonna rest my brain. Yeah, I just took in. I think this is literally what an exercise that Tyron Holtit, i.e. Broken Draw, recommends, right? This is part of his 25 exercises. I think I just didn't do this because, again, I thought it was deceptively very simple. I should add this to my warm-up. This is an incredible exercise to add to a warm-up. Damn. Great way to practice proportion, to be honest. And this is probably something I should just implement in everything I do, right? I think this is literally what I was trying to do when it came to like all the proportion practice that I was doing when I was trying to rotate shit. I think this is literally the way to practice rotating shit. Because goddamn does it genuinely push you. What the fuck am I saying? It's hard, whatever, it's difficult. Okay, and now we got this. So this is from the bottom, right? And why don't we, so there's 1 point perspective, do something like this. Cool. Yeah, this time we'll have a subtraction, right? Should make things a bit more interesting. Obviously, you know, the shape isn't amazing, but okay, and it's a sort of slow convergence. Something like that. And this time I think we'll keep it relatively simple, and we'll just do something like that, right? There you go. So it's just a square cutout of sorts. That should keep it difficult enough that I struggle, but simple enough that it has to be that Goldilocks zone, right? I'm trying to figure it out in terms of comfort zone. Again, so you got to make sure I don't forget proportion. This is a great fucking exercise, man. Like, genuinely, I'm loving how difficult it is. Already kind of fucked the proportions up there, but that's okay. So it's not like my cutouts are amazing either, but I'm going to figure this out, right? One step at a time. So it's just 2 vanishing points. It's literally just 2 vanishing points that you're sliding along. I think genuinely the difficult part of this is the proportion and consistency aspect, right? Because otherwise it's not too bad, but quote unquote just the proportion and consistency, you know, using the term just very lightly, is incredibly difficult. So that is why we must keep trying. That is why we just must keep trying. Right? Always keep the horizon line in mind, gotta always keep the vanishing points in mind. That's the biggest thing, is I haven't been doing much of that, really. Right? So that's what's been butt fucking me. But funny enough, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's a lot better. Yeah, genuinely taking my time is amazing. It's phenomenal how much of a difference it makes. And again, this is just a bit past. And it goes up. Let's see, how did I proportion that? It's like right there, it's a little. Okay, that is obviously diverging, and that is a mistake on my end. That's completely fine. Right? And let's see. Oh, the proportion's okay. This probably should have been longer. Actually, should have been much longer on the side. I think I can fix that now. You see the line's a bit wonky, but right. I can just do this now. Okay, wait. I fucked up. I almost fucked up. But it's like this. Right? Yeah, and then it's... I believe... I think that makes sense. Again, the ellipse cutout here is much larger. Actually, yeah, I made it way too small here. Not long enough. This is too tall. Let's try to bring it back. Right, make it make a bit more sense. See, that would have made more sense. Visualizing this stuff is really important. Genuinely, it's extremely important. Let's see. See, the elliptical cutout is much larger. Oh, diverging that again. That was a mistake. Try to fix that a little. Okay, so this is very difficult, which is good. I fucked it up quite a bit, right? We want the ability to... Oh, damn, almost 50 minutes. Yeah, we want the ability to fuck it up. But... Okay. See, this is actually where my brain is starting to get tired. No, rightfully so, because this is a very difficult exercise, very confusing. You know, can genuinely be very confusing. Okay, and then we have something along the lines of... Yeah, proportions have definitely taken a hit. Oh, 100% they've taken a hit. Like, look at this. This is fucking stupid. Watch. Oh, wait, that's not even what I was supposed to do. I fucked it up. Oof, yeah, okay, this is very difficult. I've genuinely... This one was an extreme fuck up. So I wasn't paying attention at all. Right? Wow, that one was pretty bad. It started off okay. You know, I was rotating it to the right, and then these two especially had a lot of trouble with it. And then I guess we're back here. Why did I rotate it so much? I'm kind of confused what I did here. I'm just trying to think. Rotated it, kept going. Okay, that made sense. This one definitely didn't make sense. It's because I didn't make it long enough. Right? Yeah, it's because I didn't make it long enough. Or I made this too large. These were okay in terms of proportions, but these three were kind of all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain and then let's do one last one over here. And again, because this is difficult, we'll do not this one again, but we'll do where the horizon line's in the middle again. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm just thinking. Anyways, let me rest my brain. Wonderful. Okay, so it is getting slowly better. Man, I love this. I think I'm gonna keep doing this for a while. What a great fucking exercise. You know, what an incredible exercise. Yeah, holy shit. Definitely fuck these two up for sure. Okay, what shape do we want to do for it to be rotating here? I guess we'll just do something random. Okay, and then I guess we'll that should be quote unquote simple enough. Something like that, right? Where's the fucking... Probably shouldn't have drawn that. But either way, it's kind of roughly the shape. I fucked up the elliptical back end. Should have been just kept going. Yeah, something like that. Okay, but either way, let's rotate this shit. I do have to lift this page up a little as I do it, but let's rotate. Okay, so something like that, right? It's extreme convergence. This is more of a narrow convergence. Oh, I'm making it too small. Hopefully that can be fixed with the lines I create here, right? It's also a fuck up, but that's okay. This is basically the eye level. Oh, that's too long. There you go. Okay. Slowly working on this. And then we can have this as much. Obviously, I think I should have started a bit narrower on this side, but it's like more of an... What is this? This is going this way, so yeah. This one is also relatively narrow. Right, slowly but surely we're rotating it. I think this is a bit too subtle, to be honest. I think I made it a bit too subtle, but it's what it is. Oh wait, shit, this should have been way back. There you go. And this one is slight. Okay, it's okay. Actually, it's not too bad. Right. Yeah, and I can still take my time. So it seems I do relatively do these in an hour, whether I'm taking my time or not. I guess I was definitely felt like I was rushing a lot more, but seemingly not. Who knows? Okay, and then we can just have this on full blast, essentially. These lines are essentially going to be parallel and much larger, right? And these are going to be much smaller. So we want that distinction to be clear, to be very clear. Right? Now it's being rotated. Again. It's very subtle. I feel as if, again, between these two, maybe I'm not... What the fuck? My artwod app just glitched out. What in Sam Hill? Okay, it's back. What the fuck? What just happened? Okay, and we can have this. Yeah, there's not much of a distinction between these two. And it's smaller, which is another issue, right? I made it too small. Okay, and then this is the front. If the horizon line's right here, we don't need to really, because it's going down. And now it's going up, right? So I guess in this case, yeah, in this case, it's gonna be something like this. This horizon line's right there. Okay, cool. What else? What else? What else? What else? I still think this is wrong somehow. I'm trying to think about it. Horizon line's there. Well, it makes sense to me, to be honest. Yeah, I think it makes sense. But obviously we need to keep in mind everything else that's going to be occurring now. Okay, and then we have something like that. Cool. Too small. Again, way too small. I need to keep that in mind. It's looking kind of wonky. Yeah, that's just not that good. Okay, and I guess the next one is going to be the other side. But this is, again, like, my brain's really tired now, right? So, excuses galore. Okay, see, I fucked that up so much. Okay, so I can just pretend like it was intentional. Then just keep going, right? Yay! It's all part of the plan. Oh, that was a fuck up too. That was a complete fuck up. Oh my god. Okay, that's just fucking wrong. Did I change the shape? No, I didn't. Thank goodness I didn't fucking change the shape. Okay, so this was just a huge mess up compared to this. But overall, great exercise. My brain is definitely tired. I think I genuinely put an effort in there. And yeah, I'm too tired to fucking even come up with some retarded doobity doobity, fucking hilarious joke, whatever. I hope you all had fun. I hope you all practice this exercise alongside with me. It doesn't have to be to this degree. It could literally just be with boxes. I added intersections and or subtractions and additions because I wanted to challenge my spatial reasoning on top of proportion and everything. But if you're just doing boxes, boxes in of itself should be very challenging as well. Because at the end of the day, you need to proportionally move something on the same plane while keeping the horizon line accurate and its distance to that horizon line accurate. Very difficult, extremely difficult actually. So yeah, let's just keep working our spatial reasoning and do our best to get it down. With that being said, as always, fuck you for watching, keep drawing, and please give me the money.